And we are live. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Mazer, your podcast extraordinaire. And today we are back with Claire for our Talkey Tuesdays, this time on Wednesday, because we were way too out of it on Tuesday.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Claire. And today, Claire and I were throwing ideas around. And today we're going to be talking about the new Mortal Kombat 11 game, which I cannot personally wait for. It makes me feel all kinds of tingly all over my body. And the announcement of a new Ghostbusters movie.
Yes, okay, so now it's my announcement.
Yes, Claire does have an announcement. Go for it.
First of all, I've never actually played any Mortal Kombat game. Second of all, I've never actually played the original Ghostbusters.
Well, wait, the movie or the game?
What are we talking about right now?
I'm talking about the new Ghostbuster movie.
No, yeah, I know. I haven't seen the originals.
Oh my Jesus, God! You know what? This podcast is over. This podcast is bloody over. Oh my goodness gracious! Well then, Claire, we will talk.
No, this is gonna be interesting. Let's go for it.
Okay, let's just go for it. Let's just straight up go for it. I just realized my chat box isn't open. Let me pull that up before people yell at me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can't see the chat box, then you're not even gonna see people yelling at you.
Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna also throw this on MK11.
But let's be fair, I'm still a good mod and I'm still checking the chat. So don't worry about that.
I'm actually going to see if we could, let's see here. I'm going to throw this out there. Oh, there we go. We're also launching on caffeine to see if people pop in with that too. That'll be interesting. Okay, anyways, so yes, last week was Ed Boon's greatest announcement of Mortal Kombat 11. They had the huge reveal in Los Angeles, California, and another reveal over in London, where they showcased characters such as Sonya Blade, Scorpion Sub-Zero, Baraka, and newcomer Geras and Raiden. So we had 6 characters shown off. We know that there's going to be like 25, 26 characters, not including DLC. And it is going to be dealing with time travel. That's as much as we know about the new Mortal Kombat. So, very long story short, Claire. I'll try to make this as brief as possible.
Yes. Please tell me. I would love to hear some story of it.
Yeah, so the way Mortal Kombat works is there's tiers of immortals, basically. So you have at the very top the elder gods. Then you have the normal gods, and then you have like demigods, and then mortals, and blah blah blah. So these like warlords wanted to start conquering and visiting other realms. So the rule was that in order for that to happen, they must win 10 Mortal Kombats in a row to allow a portal to open for an invasion. All right, it's the rule by the Elder Gods. And one of the guys who have been starving for conquest is a thousands of years old warlord named Shao Kahn. I'm going to pull up his image right now.
I think I remember Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Shao Kahn is a sorcerer who basically feeds on everyone's souls, and that's how he grows more and more powerful.
He was in the first game.
Yeah.
The boss in the first game.
And what happens is, so Shao Kahn shows up, and he takes over a realm called Edenia, which is ruled by a woman named Sindel and her husband. Let's see if we can pull Sindel up. Right. So you have Sindel and her husband, the king, and the first thing Shao Kahn did was murder the king, marry Sindel, and he becomes the new ruler of Outworld, Edenia, which turns into Outworld. Then he sets his eyes on Earthrealm, and for a long time, the champion of Earthrealm was a warrior monk named Kung Lao. I pull his picture up now.
Wow. Okay.
So Kung Lao was like this big badass, and he kept defeating the champion of Outworld, which was a sorcerer named Shang Tsung. There's our boy
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao. Overlay. You're supposed to be locked in place. There we go. So there's Kung Lao. So Kung Lao's the champion, yay. But then Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn get pissed off, so they hire the help of a creature called a Shokin, which is half human, half dragon, and that's Goro. I know you've seen Goro. And Goro succeeds. Hey, Azor. Goro succeeds in killing Kung Lao, and he wins as the champion. Goro wins 9 Mortal Kombats in a row, and Earthrealm is like having a huge problem. They're like, "Oh shoot, crap, we're screwed." And then comes in Liu Kang, who's kind of like the Bruce Lee of the Mortal Kombat world.
Yes.
Liu Kang comes in, defeats Goro, defeats Shang Tsung, he saves Earthrealm, yay! But Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung are sore losers. They kidnap some of Earthrealm's warriors, bring them into Outworld. The good guys go into Outworld to save them, and during this huge fight, you discover that this was a ploy to resurrect Sindel by transferring Sindel's soul to a body in Earthrealm. And by doing this, it rips a portal open that allows Shao Kahn's armies to burst into Earthrealm and basically start taking over. That's Mortal Kombat 3.
Oh my god, we only had Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, this is only number 3 right now.
Jesus Christ.
So
I honestly thought that you already at the Mortal Kombat 9 here.
No. So Mortal Kombat, this is we're talking about Mortal Kombat 11. I'm giving a quick run view of the storyline, Dreister. So he invades Earthrealm, huge war erupts, and they finally defeat Shao Kahn and send his butt back to Outworld, and everyone's happy-go-lucky. Yay, you know?
Yay.
After that, we get a new guy, the fallen elder god, who is condemned to the Netherrealm, which is Mortal Kombat's version of hell. He teams up, his name is Shinnok, and he teams up with a sorcerer named Quan Chi. All right. Quan Chi and Shinnok are basically trying to build up Shinnok's power to make him the ultimate god and reign supreme. They are easily defeated, but here's the big part. This is the most important part of the storyline. I like that. Dreister says, too long, didn't read. Guys kill, world invaded, Earthrealm saved. Exactly. So what ends up happening is no one cares about Shinnok. We just shove him aside. The big twist was Scorpion and Sub-Zero get into a fight, and Scorpion's like, I finally defeated you. I'm going to kill you. You murdered my family. And Sub-Zero's like, listen, dude, chill out. I did not murder your family. I murdered your...
I love how you use chill out on Sub-Zero.
He's like, oh, God, I didn't even think about it. That was not intended. So Sub-Zero's like, dude, chill out. I killed your clan. I never killed your wife and son. And Scorpion's like, who did? And that's when Quan Chi shows up and says, I did it. I needed you to kill Sub-Zero for stupid reasons. I'm sending you back to hell. He sends Scorpion back to hell. Scorpion grabs him, drags him into hell with him, and spends the next 2 years literally kicking his ass. Until Quan Chi is able to escape. He escapes. He discovers this ancient army of the undead warriors created by the Dragon King. He teams up with Shang Tsung. They kill Liu Kang. They start the Deadly Alliance. They accidentally resurrect the demigod monster Onaga. Raiden makes a big sacrifice, almost turns evil. A giant civil war breaks out where all the good guys and bad guys are going to kill each other for one gigantic war called Armageddon. A temple rises out of the ground, and everyone rushes to the temple, and the last survivor gets one wish, no questions asked. Everyone murders each other, and the last two are Shao Kahn and Raiden. Shao Kahn and Raiden go to a battle to the death. Raiden sends a warning to himself in the past. Past Raiden screws a lot of...
Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, now we're at 9.
Yes.
Past Raiden makes a lot of stupid mistakes, gets everyone killed again, but they save the day. They defeat Shinnok, and now we're at Mortal Kombat 11.
So Mortal Kombat 11 is a direct sequel to Mortal Kombat 9, isn't
Mortal Kombat 10, yeah, because when they defeat Shao Kahn and They go against Shinnok in 10. And then in 11, apparently this time witch is like, you know what? We're sick of Raiden screwing around with the time warp. We're going to get involved and piss on his parade. And it's just like, okay, now we have to deal with time travel. And oh my God, the lore is just going to get all kinds of messed up.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The whole lore is already all kinds of messed up. You have to be honest.
To be honest,
as an outsider.
To be fair, if you actually follow the lore of Mortal Kombat,
Yes.
Ed Boon and his team has kept the continuity up very damn close. They are really detailed and they've monitored every little thing. So, oh my
Good for them.
God, I need a freaking drink of water after that comment.
Oh. You sound like you just ran a marathon. Jesus.
And you know what? What's funny is that was just the overall story. We didn't go into any like side character stories. We're not going to.
I mean, yeah, you went from Mortal Kombat 3 to Mortal Kombat 9 in like 2 minutes. I can imagine how much more there could be in between all of these.
Yeah, because every character has their own very detailed storyline. Like Sonya Blade is hunting down a guy named Kano who murdered her partner. Kano has this.
I mean, all these games have this kind of thing that if you have these fighting games, then every character has this separate story. Like all kinds of games have this. Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur.
Yeah, but what's really cool is, unlike all the other games, because I know a lot of games do have a lot of lore to them. Like Street Fighter has some storylines and stuff. Mortal Kombat has always, like, they're like the only fighting franchise that went deep, like built their own mythology.
I like that.
And it's really cool if you get into it. The problem is the original games 1 through 3, you don't really get much of the story other than like a small bit of endings for each character and like the opening. It's not until
Give me a second. Azure Sky Knight, can you write this message again, but don't use the F word, please?
Oh, somebody in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
You wrote like a whole something about the lore, but you know the F word is there, so I can't allow this. Sorry.
No problem. I agree, Trister. Oh, Mortal Kombat Battle Royale. Shut up, Battle Royale. You know what that would be? That would be Shaolin Monks 2. Shaolin Monks 2 would be Mortal Kombat Battle Royale. Just killing everything. Yeah.
I would go with that.
But if you want to get into the lore, you have to play. Like they really start getting super detailed in Mortal Kombat when they started the Deadly Alliance trilogy.
I would love to read some wiki about that. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds very detailed.
Yeah, I'm excited. Did I cuss, Dreister? I didn't say a bad word, did I?
I don't know. I was just trying to focus on the lore. Jesus.
I don't usually curse. I don't usually curse on my streams.
I know I usually curse, but I try not to.
Oh, that might have been yeah.
Yeah, blame everything on Claire. Sure. Thank you.
No, Dreister. No, they were telling me on caffeine if we use foul language, we should set the rating to 17 plus. Thank you for that, Dreister. You are correct. No, I don't curse. I don't curse in my streams. I might say the A word or damn, but that's it. I try not to curse.
Okay.
Chronicle of the Time Elder God caused the events and everything until MK9 when Raiden warned himself in the past. Okay, so she's behind everything. Gotcha. Thank you, Azur.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why it sounded like she's ticked off that Raiden's screwing with everything. So, Claire, did you watch any of the footage of MK11?
Well, I did watch the footage just because I wanted to keep up with everything. That's why I wanted you to tell me beforehand what we're doing, so I can be prepared. So I did watch some footage of it. I watched some gameplay. I know kind of how it's gonna work. I think it looks really nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Graphically, it is handsome. Obviously, it's the best looking Mortal Kombat game, but
it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, these backgrounds, they're doing a lot with particle effects in this one. Like, let's see if I can pull up an image of Scorpion on fire. Because what's really cool is Scorpion has like this taunt move where he just walks and he bursts into flames and you can see his skeleton. And let's see if I can find that. It's bloody gorgeous. Yeah, here it is.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally
literally
bloody
bloody
gorgeous.
gorgeous. No, that was.
Oh, the puns today.
Oh God, a lot of puns. Doesn't look like I can find it. No, I have to find
So
a
as I said, I
screenshot.
haven't played any of the Mortal Kombat games before. I did see them a little bit because, well, Mortal Kombat X was a huge thing. So I managed to watch quite a few videos on the gameplay of that as well. I'm a little surprised of what they're trying to do this time because there's much more customization in the game.
Yeah, I'm not honestly that surprised with that because I've noticed this with NetherRealm lately since they took the Injustice license. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they'll take ideas from Mortal Kombat and put it in Injustice, and then they'll build up on it, and then with the new stuff they did in Injustice, they put back in Mortal Kombat. So
Really?
yeah, so it's like when they did Injustice, they did a lot of the background interaction. They put that in X, and then with
Yes.
Injustice 2, they added the armor system, and I was like, oh, they're totally going to put um, the armor system in the new Mortal Kombat game, and sure enough, here we are.
I mean, the environment interaction in these games are just ingenious. I think it's just so much fun. It just gives so much more possibilities to attack your enemies.
Yes, and they're a lot more subtle than the last one in Mortal Kombat X. Like that, you could
Are they?
barely see the hammer on the ground. There's our cast so
Oh,
far.
yes. There's Baraka.
Which fatality Dreister do you think looks cool? I like the fatalities. Okay, my biggest problem with Mortal Kombat X, um,
Yes.
I did not like the fatalities.
Okay. Which fatalities did you not like exactly? Which one in
Almost,
particular?
to be honest, almost all of them, and
Really?
because um, so it was a brand new engine, and it's the newest Mortal Kombat for the PlayStation. All right, so
Uh-huh.
they were still looking up like new tech and everything. So like when a character got cut in half, they didn't model all the organs and everything. What it was a 2D image, like a high resolution image
Yes.
on the body, and then they added mappings and normal mappings and lightings to make it look bumpy and everything. And then they would
Mm-hmm.
just like model some parts like the tongue, the brain, the heart. So everything looked very flat, and I didn't think the fatalities were that creative compared to the ones in 9 cuz good god, 9 had me shouting in pain at some of these. All right, like all you guys got to do is if you want to see one of the greatest fatalities in MK history, you got to check out Sector's Scarecrow. All right, we're doing a no rating stream right now, so I'm not going to show any of the fatalities, but y'all
That's a
Google
shame.
Sector's Scarecrow fatality, and oh my god, that was brutal. And then Noob Saibot's Wishbone fatality. Yeah,
Show.
I love the new X-ray moves also, Dreister. I like that X-rays are now incorporated in the middle of combat, where if you do something really hardcore, you see the ribs break or arms snap.
Oh my god.
Are you
It
watching it?
just it makes you shiver, doesn't it?
Oh,
Um,
Dreister. Sorry.
I have to ask your opinion because I noticed that, like from Mortal Kombat 9, they used to do the X-rays,
Mhm.
and in Mortal Kombat 11, they decided to drop that idea and just do the fatal blows, I think.
Yeah, so X-rays still exist, but they're called power moves. So let's say
Yes.
you're able to get past somebody's block, it'll trigger the
Mhm.
X-ray. You know what I'm saying? So it'll trigger the X-ray, and it's just a brief zoom in, see the bones break, and then back into the combat.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I mean these kind of special attacks because now you can't do the X-rays as in this ultimate attack where it takes like one third of somebody else's health. It's the fatal blows right now triggers when your health is less than one third
Yeah,
of what you're supposed to have, and then you have this super attack. This it does like 3 hits that are just super powerful, but there's no X-ray. Do you think that's good or is that maybe bad?
I personally like it because one of my favorite things about this version of Mortal Kombat's always focused. Yep, I did see the brutalities. Azure, and Drayster. Yes, that Scarecrow fatality is really awesome. It's one of my
I've
favorites.
only seen the Sonya's fight brutality.
Um, no, so
Where she just like ripped somebody's head off just
yeah.
from the
Oh, you
with
should.
the spine.
Scorpion has a great one where he grabs you by the neck and like breaks your neck and it causes your spine to whip out. This is a huge photo it shows. There we go.
Yes.
No, I like the new Fatal Blows because I'm a fan of the cinematics that they're going for. Everything's very cinematic. The fatalities have a slowdown and then it pauses, and everything's super cinematic with zooming and rotating of the camera. And I'm a fan of that because it makes it feel more visceral. It feels like you can actually feel the bones break, see the skin tear, and I'm a huge fan of that. Like the finishing blows are really cool. Apparently, you could only do them like once per round, not like actual fight round, but once per match. So it's like
Per match.
yeah,
Oh
so you have
no.
to decide when you want to use it. And doing
Yeah,
it,
because you can either do it the first time you have less health, but then you can do it later, and that might be a problem. Or you can just save it for later, be more strategical.
exactly.
Though, though it might also not work if because you can still like lose the first match, then use it in the second match when you're low on health, and you can still lose the third one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when do I want to use my fatal blow? That's the big question.
Mm.
Um, Another thing that I love is that I know a lot of people. I was looking on the Reddit and stuff. You're going to want to not do fatalities because the winning poses when you don't finish the movement. Yeah, I have seen some of the non-fatality poses. They are kind of cool. All right, Drayster, thank you for joining us. Um, but one of the things I know a lot of people are upset about this on the Reddit, and some is people don't like the fact that they changed the character models, which they actually do a lot in Mortal Kombat. It's very common that the models get updated. But one thing I love is Sub Zero actually looks Asian now. He has I think Sub Zero is supposed to be Chinese.
I mean, just in this game or just overall?
Overall, he's always supposed Sub Zero, despite being a cryomancer, he's always been like he's supposed to be Japanese or yeah, looks like he's Chinese. He's from China.
All right.
Sub Zero and Scorpion are both from China, and this is like the first one where they actually like show his face, and
Oh yeah, because he always has these googles on him, doesn't he?
yeah. Hold on a second.
Just this mask, just like Scorpio.
Hold on a second.
Okay, I'm waiting, I'm waiting.
Hold on, I just realized something.
What did you realize? Tell us about it.
Hold on, I want to confirm before I make a mistake. I need to see his face. Okay, yeah. I was wrong.
Oh, Maisie, you always make mistakes. Don't worry about it, sweetie.
Oh Lord, no. I was looking at the photo I just posted. And I was like, wait, his scar's not there. But I looked up a new photo, and yeah, he still has a scar.
Ooh, that would be interesting if he didn't have a scar there.
Well, that means it's
Some
a past.
conspiracy theories going.
If he doesn't have a scar, that means it's the original Sub Zero.
Yeah, the time traveling thingy going on, isn't it?
Well, not to bring up complications, but there's two Sub-Zeros. The first one was murdered by Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1, and every Sub-Zero after that is actually Sub-Zero's brother, like
what?
Yeah, it's Bei Han or something like that. I forget his name.
Oh, Jesus.
And second Sub-Zero has a scar down his, I think, right eye, and that's how you can always tell the difference between the two of them. So
it's like Kratos and his brother.
What does Kratos' brother look like? I've never looked that up.
I watched the video about timeline in God of War. I put it on Discord actually.
Oh my God, he does look like Kratos with a scar.
Yes.
That is so funny.
It is.
Oh Lord. Anyways, it looks brutal. It looks insane. Oh, there's my chat boxes.
I mean, the blood physics are actually gorgeous, and that's something I actually like because I was thinking about is that, people say that these brutal games they're just gonna bring more uh how to say this? They're just gonna make people more brutal and just more
No.
aggressive. That's BS in my opinion
Th-
because video games are the safe zone, are the safe zone where we can actually relieve these emotions. Maybe some of us may have these emotions, right? And we can relieve them in a safe environment where nobody's actually getting hurt.
it's a stress relief to play games.
Exactly. The only thing that might get hurt is usually the controller. But
Yes, exactly,
other than a
exactly.
person. By the way, what is the point of that? I mean, is that like a rich people thing to just throw your controllers around when you're angry?
I never. You see me. I usually punch. I pound my hands on my desk in frustration, or
Yes.
I just like growl or yell really loud. It's just gotta get it
Yeah.
out. I never throw my controller. My controller. This is a $60 goddamn controller. I'm not going to throw that. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. I'm not rich. I'm poor, bitch. Honey. Okay, I think I know where the swear word came from.
Oh, shame on you.
Uh, oh, shush. You
It's
know
okay.
me.
All right.
Yes, you love me anyway.
I do. I really do. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited for MK, and I hope you get it, Claire. I hope you give it a shot.
You know what? I think I'm gonna try playing either Mortal Kombat X first, or maybe try some Injustice first, just to get a little bit a little taste of the what was the name of the company?
NetherRealm.
Of the Nether Realm, because their games look really interesting.
Their games are Ed Boon's team. Those guys are always top notch, top notch. If you want, you have that laptop. Never mind. I was going to say you can get MK9 because MK9 is a good starting point since they start the timeline all over and they recap everything from 1 through 3. So nine's a good place.
I'm not just watching somebody play it.
There you go. Watch the story mode. Watch the story mode.
Yes, exactly. I just because Mortal Kombat
I've heard that,
is
Azor. Go on.
as I said, it's a very like original like concept around video games because of its brutality. I mean, the only fighting game I actually got into, like honestly, was Soul Calibur.
I love Soul Calibur. What the
Yes, Soul
hell?
Calibur is amazing. Do you know why? Do you know why I love Soul Calibur? Because that's
Voldo.
one of the no, that's one of the few games where you can actually block. And
Mortal,
believe
Com-
me, this.
Mortal Kombat has a block button.
Oh, I love this already. I love it already.
Yeah, because it's usually useful for a lot of fatalities. Some fatalities you have to push up, so you hold block so you
Hmm.
don't jump.
Right.
So, speaking of blocking, let's talk about the huge blocking of Sony right now going on with their new Ghostbusters movie.
Okay.
Um,
I saw the trailer. I watched the trailer. I even got into some other videos explaining what did we miss? What did we miss in that trailer?
that's the only I can't like bounce on movies pictures for this because there's like this is the only picture worth showing from that trailer. Um, all right, so I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. I love the cartoons. I loved the
They're
comics.
cartoons.
Yeah, there's cartoons.
Oh my gosh.
And what's
I
cool
didn't
is,
know
unlike other cartoons of the time period, the Ghostbuster cartoons actually took place after the first movie.
that. Oh.
Because they bring up Gozer and they bring up I don't think they bring up Vigo, but they bring up Gozer and the Keymaster and all that jazz. All right, Zor, thank you for joining us. Um,
Thank you. Who's that?
Azur.
Azure. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say Azure Skynet, but that's way too long. Bye, Azure.
So yeah, hey Bingy, how you doing, man? Yeah, so Ghostbusters, they had the cartoon series, and then like in the late '90s, when everything was extreme and exciting, they brought back
Of course.
Ghostbusters called Ghostbusters.
As you usually do.
Yep, and the Extreme Ghostbusters has Egon, which is like kind of like he's the scientist of the group, the inventor, the straight man. He brings in four college students, three college students, four or three.
Yes. Usually there's four people in the Ghostbusters.
You're right.
I would go with four.
It is four. He brings in four college students to take up being the new Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
That's actually a very good show, and it touches a lot of issues that surprised me. They actually have an episode dedicated to Hellraiser. They have an episode dedicated to like Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. Not exactly.
Jason Voorhees, what?
Yeah, it's not exactly Jason or Hellraiser or Freddy, but you could tell they were inspired from it.
Also, like a bootleg versions of that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's family friendly.
It is
PG-13.
Exactly. But what was cool is they also deal with racism and handicaps because one guy's in a wheelchair. Another character, there was one episode where they were going against a golem at a synagogue, and there was actually a lot of anti-Semitic, not slurs. They didn't bring up any slurs. It's a kid's cartoon, but they were showing people being anti-Semitic. And it was like surprising. I was like, wow, this show really brought up a lot of social issues. That's really cool.
Oh, we love when shows do that. Like, not everybody can do it nowadays because, let's be honest, there's going to be lots of people complaining about that too.
Yeah. And
because people call us snowflakes, but
well, if you
they're
want
just
to
being assholes.
If you want to deal with social issues, you got to deal with it subtly, not jam it down your throat like a lot of people try doing. And Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters, did that very subtly.
You know what? Who else does it very nicely? In my opinion, Steven Universe nowadays.
That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing that about Steven Universe because I know there's they get into a lot of big topics from what
because it's basically there's lots of like a LGBT.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Involvement into that. The thing is, they do it like in a way that kids wouldn't understand that what it actually is, because it's about like, you have like a whole planet full of aliens, which are basically gems.
Yeah,
and gems can also fuse together. Right, to make a more powerful gems. The problem is, it is accepted on the home world is accepted that only the gems of the same kind can fuse together.
I see what you're getting with that.
So if a ruby fuse with ruby, they just make a bigger ruby, and that's acceptable.
But you can't fuse like a diamond with a ruby. That's like, no, don't do that.
No, well, diamonds are basically the royalty, so that's another issue.
Oh God. You know, we should we should do, Steven, we should do a stream just focusing on cool social aspects in cartoons. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to throw that on my notepad right here. Where's my notepad?
I can definitely do that. We can do the next stream like that.
That would be fun. Cartoon social topics. I'm going to type that down. But, back to Ghostbusters. I'm not cutting you off. It's just I'm watching our time limit. So we had the 2016 movie.
Yes.
Which...
I was to talk about that because I thought that was the sequel to that movie, which I was surprised because I thought that it pretty much flopped.
It did. It flopped terribly. It didn't. I don't think it made its budget back. Let me see here. I'm gonna look that up. Ghostbusters 2016 box office. I think it made $229 million according to Google. It had a budget of $144 million, but it also had, and this is what a lot of people usually say, it had a very strong marketing campaign. So in the end, it might have just barely broke even. And for a big franchise like Ghostbusters, that's pretty rough.
I can imagine. I mean, it's a little bit sad because it tries to do something more, just bring something new to the table, bringing female Ghostbusters. And I'm like, well, personally, I'm all up for that. Just try to change things up a little bit, there's not like any harm in that, right?
Not at all. And I personally, I didn't care about the female Ghostbusters. What I cared about was the. All right, so we have. I don't know all the actresses' names. I do know Melissa McCarthy, who I actually think is hilarious, but she keeps getting typecast as like the female Chris Farley. It's like, oh
Mhm.
no, chubby lady fell down. That's hilarious. And I'm just, she's so much more talented than that.
Yeah,
And
it's kind
then
of sad
it
about
is,
that.
but the problem was from what I've been reading with background interviews and stuff. There's a lot of improv and not a whole lot of like
Improv.
scripted structure. So they were just like shooting off each other a lot. And when you do that
Hmm.
properly, it works. But there was just moments where you could just tell they were just making jokes until someone said cut. And nothing against the actresses, because again, I love Melissa McCarthy, and the woman who played the female version of Egon, I forget her character's name. She's the best part of the whole damn movie. Hold on, where is she? Where's my YouTube? Because her look was great. Uh,
Okay, give me a second because I closed the stream, so I need to go back there.
there she is. Out of all the characters, she was my favorite. She was quirky. Oh
Hmm.
shoot, I didn't load it properly. There we go. She was quirky. She had her own unique look. There we go. I love her goggles, and everything about her just said eccentric scientist. I didn't get scientist from any of the other characters. Whereas in the original Ghostbusters, they all were some kind of. They had a doctorate degree in something. You know, Ray was a metaphysicist. Egon was kind of an engineer type, and a psychology, and Peter was a psychiatrist of some sorts,
Yes.
even though he was a greedy bugger.
So technically, all of them had some skills and abilities that would help them in the job of being Ghostbusters, basically.
Exactly, and um, all three characters of the three main leads, scientists in this movie, are the same way, but only this character that's supposed to. I need to figure out. Oh, Kate McKinnon, that's her name.
Right.
Um, Kate McKinnon's character was like to me the only one that really fit that role because she was the only one who actually acted like a quirky, crazy scientist. The problem
What
with
about the others, though?
well, here's the problem with the 2016 version, and it's the they didn't understand what made Ghostbusters so good. It's not a lot of slapstick. It's not a lot of crude humor, which they threw in. A lot of crude humor in this, and like shoot him in the junk, and stuff like that, and rants about meatballs. It's just a dry wit between the characters. The four Ghostbusters, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Harold Ramis, they never acted like comedians in the movie. They acted like scientists, and the humor was the dry wit, was things they were saying. For example, the Twinkie monologue is one of my favorite moments in the movie. So, since you haven't seen it, basically
Unfortunately.
Egon's the straight man. So Egon's explaining how he's eating a Twinkie, right? He's eating a Twinkie,
Yes,
and he goes,
of course.
all the
I remember it.
psycho.
Can be going.
Exactly. And he goes, all the.
I know all the gay slang, sweetheart.
Oh, Lord. We're not going to go there. So.
You were already going there with a Twinkie?
Shush,
Excuse me?
shush, 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 shush. So he's eating the Twinkie. So here's the Twinkie, and he goes, all the psychosomatic energy building up in the town. Imagine that being a Twinkie. By my earliest readings, it will be a Twinkie like 4 miles long, weighing approximately 1,200 pounds.
Um,
And then Ernie Hudson's like, that's a big Twinkie. And then
oh,
Peter shows up complaining about the government workers, and they're all like, we have bigger problems about that. Egon, tell him about the Twinkie. And dead face, Bill Murray just stares right at Egon and goes, what about the Twinkie?
Uh,
And
oh my god, I love it.
that's the humor.
Love
It's
it.
this deadpan humor. And that was the key that made Ghostbusters to me so good. It was a comedy that wasn't acting like a comedy. And you have four
So it was
scientists.
more like a situational humor.
It was situational humor. And okay, the Ghostbusters are not heroes. Um, there's if you watch Plinkett's review on the Ghostbusters, he explains, and this is so true, they're not heroes. They're doing it for profit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ray and Egon find out that Ghostbusters exist, and they're all excited, and they're like, "Yay, we did it!" But Peter's like, "Look, let's become Ghostbusters," and then they start charging people outrageous prices. There's a part where there's like they're conning a hotel worker, a hotel manager, like about what was it? It's like $5,000 or $8,000 for capturing one ghost, even though they cause like $10,000 worth of damage.
Jesus, I mean, you have to pay people for their work.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
And when the guy goes, "I'm not paying you that much money," they're like, "Well, we'll just let the ghost go." So like they actually blackmail the guy
I love it.
because and the
I mean,
Ghostbusters.
let's be honest. As a musician, I can perfectly understand them.
Well, yeah, it's like you did a job, you want to get paid, and
Exactly.
one of the first things Bill Murray does is he wants to start making it a franchise. Wants to make toys. He wants to make logos, and they're not heroes. They are.
It's basically they are basically musicians, except they actually do something good for people.
Well, musicians do good things for people, but these guys are talking about. See, I can't even say save lives because music saved lives too. But yeah, they want to get
Well,
paid
I'm
for.
just making fun of myself,
I know you are.
of course.
But they're overweight. They're out of shape. They're not your typical heroes, and they only care about the money and their own. Not just the money, but that's one of the big things. They're capitalists.
Yeah, it's capitalism. Damn capitalism. Stalin was right all along.
Oh Lord, and that gets us flagged.
No,
Flagged.
I
Three
just,
strikes.
I just said a name.
No, that's all right. I'm not. I don't mind. That's funny. But no, they were capitalists and they were opportunists. And the new Ghostbuster movie, the 2016, played as a straight up, almost raunchy
Hero.
comedy with slapstick. And I was like, oh well. But the new one, okay, we were supposed to talk about the new one. Let's
Let's
get
talk
back.
about the new one.
So the new one shows the camera panning through a farm. I keep using the wrong image. There it is. It pans through a farm,
And we're going
and
to a bar.
yeah, and you hear someone repairing an ecto pack.
Yes.
That's something in my eye. There we go. Finally got rid of it. And then at the very end, we see the Ecto One. It's rusty, it's dingy, it's busted up, and then you finally the screen goes black, and you hear the Ecto pack charging up, and it says 2020, and supposedly
Summer 20.
yeah, summer 2020. Supposedly they're saying this is going to be a continuation of the original two movies. They already confirmed it's going to have a new cast of 4 teenagers. Now everyone hears teenagers and flips out. When I hear teenagers, I'm thinking they're going to be college students.
Oh, is it actually? Are they actually gonna be teenagers? Because from what I heard, it might be something. Somebody suggested that it might actually be, as you said, a continuation, and the characters might be the kids of the original Ghostbusters, so they would be in their 30s. That's what I heard.
That'd be kind of cool, actually. Let's see here.
Yeah, because remember, there's in the second movie, which I actually watched a little bit. Thank you. There was this kid.
Oh,
This was
it was the baby Oscar.
Yeah, baby Oscar. So somebody suggested that maybe baby Oscar might not be so much of a baby in the next movie, and he might actually like take the legacy of his father.
Yeah, he could be like the legacy. Yeah, because supposedly Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver get back together at the end of 2,
Yeah.
but that's like a Han and Leia situation where I think they'll just keep breaking up over and over again.
I mean, I would be honestly fine with that uh, idea, since I've heard that the director of the movie is actually the son of the original director of
Yes,
the.
it's I think his name is I don't want to get his name wrong. Is it Scott Rittman?
No idea.
No, no, no. I just pulled up some dude's freaking Facebook. All right, the director is not Paul Feig. Totally the wrong one. Yeah, because Ivan Reitman was the original. Jason, that's it. Jason Reitman.
Yes.
Because Ivan did the original, and Jason actually did some really good movies. So I'm excited for that.
What movies did he make? Maybe I've watched some of them.
Let's see here. Jason Reitman. I think he directed. Let's see. IMDb. Filmography. Here we go. Director. He did Tully, which was a very good movie. Labor Day, Young Adult. He did 2 episodes of The Office. He did Juno, the movie about the pregnant girl. Uncle Sam. He did Thank You for Smoking. Oh God, I love that movie. That's with Aaron Eckhart. And then he produced a bunch of films like Tully, Casual. The movies I've seen him, which was Tully. Tully was a good movie.
Yeah.
He's a damn good director, so I have faith in him. Plus, he's following his father's legacy, so I mean, come on.
That's always cool. I mean, like, that's cute. I bet his father is proud of him.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Where's my restream? There it is. So here, well, you mentioned the theory you heard. My theory is, okay, so if you watch Ghostbusters 1 and 2, in the second movie, they get kind of like demonized and the city turns against them and they lose all their money and everything. So my theory is after the second movie, they get blamed for all the destruction again and they go into hiding. So I believe that this farm belongs to Ray, played by Dan Aykroyd. He has gone into hiding. He stole the Ecto-1. He stole the equipment before the government could take it from him. And he's been storing it in this barn. Now something is going to go wrong where he has to repair everything, which is the scene we saw. It's him repairing the Ecto-Pack. And he's going to try to bust some ghosts. And when things fail, I think he's going to recruit the next 4 Ghostbusters and basically be their mentor like Egon was in the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon.
Actually, the same video the same theories I was seeing, the video pointed out that actually something might already be going wrong in the trailer, because if you watch the video carefully and you see the pan going through the farm to the barn, there's a fence on the right and there's ectoplasm smeared on the fence. That's one thing.
I think you are right. I'm going to have to watch this, but I need to mute it.
And second thing that even I would know is that in both movies, every time something was going completely wrong and something really bad was going to happen, there was a huge storm coming. And what's the weather in the trailer?
It is stormy. Okay, I'm looking up the trailer right now. Let's see if I can notice the slime. Someone mentioned that earlier.
Damn.
I got bad. It's because I'm streaming. The thing's not showing up sharp. I can't see it. I'll watch it later.
I'm just trying to focus exclusively on streaming here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it could.
It just it got jaggy and all pixelated, but
exactly.
Personally, I'm excited just because we have Ian Reitman directing, and this guy's a very good director. I think they might aim, since this guy is part of the legacy of the originals, I think they might aim for the more straight humor instead of the slapstick raunchy comedy of the last movie.
I mean, the last movies were in the 80s anyway.
Well,
So
I'm talking about
when they...
the 2016 one.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
The worst part about the 2016 movie, besides the fact that the humor I'm not a fan of, it was boring. It was so boring, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, as once again, as I said, it's just like a missed opportunity because they had something different, and they still didn't deliver, which is gonna be like, oh, of course it was gonna fail because there were women in it.
Oh, we're not going to get into that.
I know,
That just
sorry.
brought up the worst of YouTube. But
Yeah,
you know,
it happens lots of times.
it does. But
A lot about it.
honestly, I'm excited. Let's wrap it up. We're hitting our hour mark. Um, Usually Claire and I like to try to push these streams further, but we're both on a weird time crunch today.
Yeah, it's a weird week for us.
It is. Good God. But we got a good topic. The social commentary and cartoons. That'll be our next
I'm gonna
topic.
put much more time for that. I already can talk about Steven Universe, so that can already go for at least half an hour.
Easily. We could totally.
Easily. Just one subject, and then we can come up with more cartoons for that.
Oh, I got tons of them. Trust me. Trust
Lovely.
me. All right. So, I need to see a new trailer. I want to see the updated trailer, a new trailer for Ghostbusters 2020. But for now, the way this trailer showed, it had the original music. It had a very serious feel to it. There's a sense of dread.
Oh my god, I love the music. It was so 80s. It was like it just brought me like some kind of memories from childhood when you were watching all these, like Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly. You hear the Home Alone music, and you're like, "Yay! It's childhood Christmas time."
Yes.
You gotta try to watch Ghostbusters this weekend. I'm sure you can find it on Netflix.
I probably will be able to find it somewhere.
Yeah, such a good movie. So
Well.
I'm excited. When the new trailer drops, we'll talk about that also.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, that was our little discussion. And before we end it, I just want to say happy birthday to you, Claire. It was
Oh, thank you so much.
It was Claire's birthday on Tuesday or Monday.
Monday. It was on
Monday.
Monday 20. And guess what? My birthday was on 21st, and it was my 21st birthday.
Whoop whoop! I don't have any sound effects, otherwise I would have done that. What's that stupid thing they do on other streams? That stupid Vuzavelos horn.
I have no idea what the hell are you trying to do there.
You gotta look it up. Like they blow this stupid horn for celebrating. I don't know.
Thank you.
But
because my birthday was kind of boring, but I'm really looking forward to this week.
You said you have a lot of fun plans.
Lie.
All right, you got to keep me updated, and we'll keep everyone else updated.
I will.
My keyboard is covered in animal fur. Oh my god!
Your kid is being play.
God, I need to get an air blower thing. Anywho, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another podcast of Talkey Tuesdays, performed on Wednesdays. Apparently, that's our new thing. We're so bad at this.
At least it was live.
What's up?
At least it was live.
At least it was live, yeah.
Live.
That saves me a lot of editing. All right, exactly. And we will see you guys next time. I am Mazer.
And I am Claire.
And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.